Alright, so if you're farming Artifice armor in Warlord's Ruin on the first encounter on Master difficulty, you might come across some random fireteam members that look something like this. Strand Titan with tractor cannon, shotgun 1-2 punch, some variation, whether they're using like the Ikelos or some other shotgun with 1-2 punch, doesn't matter. The whole principle here is they're on Strand, they got strong abilities, they've got tractor cannon to buff their abilities, they've got 1-2 punch shotgun to buff their abilities. This is basically the meta for boss damage and DPS. So you'll probably come across a few of these, especially if you're, going through posts which are emphasized on farming the first encounter. Then you don't need two of you, right? You only need one tractor cannon, which frees up your exotic slot and your heavy slot, which can be pretty potent. So when I came across Strand Titans using tractor cannon, I would switch to this build right here. So then instead of Zawuli's Bane, I can use Sunshot, which can give me radiant. I can get orbs very easily. I can easily build up the magazine on my heavy weapon of choice here, which is Carax's Distress. This is actually a it's a meta grenade. It's meta. It is just actually meta for total damage and DPS. It's up there with rockets if you can proc surrounded, and with Envious Assassin you can have I want to say up to 20 in the mag, 15 plus. It doesn't really matter because you're never really going to have to reload depending on the length of a damage phase. So this thing is absolutely insane, and you can pair that with your Swordbreaker shotgun. That way you've got two strand weapons doing damage, so you can use two strand surges right here for 18% more damage. Yeah, it's a good time. Just make sure that you obviously stay a little bit further back. The strategy that I use here to do damage, as you've seen demonstrated in the video, I basically start with a total mag dump, and then especially if I don't have my super. Right. If I have my super, sometimes I might just go straight into my abilities. It depends on the situation. If I'm obviously surrounded, I'm gonna try and capitalize on my Envious Assassin. So I'm gonna do a mag dump, right? So Sunshot, I just try to kill as much stuff as I can. Adds leading up to boss damage. That way I can overflow this magazine as much as possible. So when DPS starts, I dump the whole mag. As soon as I have to reload, I just go switch straight over to my shotgun. I'm using dexterity mods, so that happens a bit faster. And then I can shotgun, frenzy blade, shotgun, frenzy blade, shotgun, frenzy blade, shotgun, grapple melee, and then super if there's time. And it really depends whether or not how overflowed the magazine is on Caraxis. It's going to be somewhat random, right? You're in a fire team, so you're not, and you're on a timer, so you're not necessarily killing the exact same number of enemies in between damage phases. So it's just kind of luck of the draw. But basically, this is just kind of a bonus additive to your other abilities. So instead of taking the time to fire tractor cannon, you're just doing a pretty fast mag dump with rapid fire frame. Like, you really shoot off a lot very fast, and you still have time to go into your abilities. So we were able to get off one phase. I think we had a golden a Celestial Nighthawk Hunter and another Strand Titan like myself, but on this build right here. I think he's using Word of Crota, but that's regardless. I'm just using Zawuli's here or Sunshot, because I can take advantage of proc and Radiant and causing ignitions and stuff like that. So yeah, it's up to you. But yeah, we did get the one phase on one of the goes. With Fireteam Finder, you just never know. Every single run was no mic. And yeah, so if you need Artifice armor, go and do it if you got nothing better to do. It can actually be kind of fun, trying to work on your skills for boss DPS, especially melee based. Strand Titan is one of the higher skill ceiling subclasses to do damage with, just because of the controlling the animation. Sometimes it's RNG, right? Like if your melee goes to a different enemy, doesn't track well. But you can kind of refine those, refine your skills and avoid a lot of those glitches with the tracking and stuff. It just takes repetitive practice over and over again, and so that's where you can get better at it, is doing an artifice armor farm. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time.
I don't usually follow the Crucible, no.
What was that? was that? What was that? I just got a spike of weird taken energy.
That was a chimera. It must be the Ahamkara's avatar.